Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I do a weekly television show called Team Chicago Challenge. My website is teamchicago.tv, teamchicago.tv. I am celebrating 30 years of covering motorcycle racing on television. 30 years. So we're going back to 1987 was the first motorcycle race I covered, and that was at Elkhorn. I did the half mile at Elkhorn. Then I did an endurance race. Just went down and videotaped the endurance race. But it wasn't until then we ran Blackhawk Farms, Grattan, went back and forth. Dave Henderson joined me. And then in 1995, we decided we were professional enough to take on the challenge of racing a 6-hour national endurance at Grattan Raceway. So what you're going to see now is I'm going to condense those two shows down. I'm going to show you the highlights of that. And also in 1995, I went to Daytona Beach to the International Speedway to do some tire testing with Pirelli tires. But before we got to the track, we went to the beach and we see some German disco queens. So we're going to show some of that footage from Grattan Raceway, 6-hour WERA National Endurance, Dave Henderson and I, and let's see what happened as we look at the highlights from this race at Grattan Raceway. And don't forget my website, teamchicago.tv.
Team Chicago's racing, and Dave and myself are going to be riding a bike, and I'll tell you, we're going to be going for it. We're going to try to pick up a win or finish in the top 5 places because there is Yamaha contingency money. So for this first show, we're going to be just looking at the first hour of the endurance. Dave's going to have the helmet cam. We got some great footage, and we're going to see who goes fast out here, who is fast at Grattan Raceway for this WERA, Western Eastern Road Race Association National Endurance.
Number 1 is Team Suzuki. Number 2 is Team Pearls. They're also on a Suzuki. Number 11 is at Airport Racing. Number 6 is Ohio Superbike Racing. The 2-minute board is being shown. All the crew members have to get off the grid. The grid is lined up according to points. And Team Chicago started from the second wave. Dave Henderson is riding the first hour. We're planning to do the 1 hour piece. Each of us would ride 2 hours. Going through turn 1. Dave is passing on the outside. He just went by 11, 12 bikes just on the start. As long as nobody goes down in front of you, passing on the outside is the way to go. Coming to the Grattan hump, heading into the S's. Dave almost runs into the back of that Harley Davidson Buell. It's at Nicholson, or American Harley on Ann Arbor. Just gets around it. A lot of these bikes are in the same class that Team Chicago is riding in. Team Chicago is riding in middleweight superbike. You know, our bike is basically super sport spec. We're running Dunlop slicks. Coming down on the front straightaway. Number 2, Team Pearl, is up front. Team Suzuki's in second place. Battle going on between Airport Racing and Ohio Superbike Racing. Northwest Honda Racing's up there. Those guys are all running heavyweight, super sport, or superbike. Team Pearls is running heavyweight superbike. Team Suzuki's heavyweight superbike. They're both on 1100cc Suzukis. Got a Kawasaki up there. Another Suzuki, Honda, Cow, as we join Dave Henderson on the Team Chicago bike. Going through the off camber and the sweeping right-hander.
And we're going to take a break in the action, and we're going to check out the German Disco Queens. Bob Van Skyke and I drove down to Daytona. There was a Pirelli tire test. We were working with Jimmy and the crew from 4 and 6. Bob and I did the driving. We were headed down to the beach because we knew we'd be stuck at the racetrack. We ran into these girls from Germany. They won a disco contest or a few disco contests in Germany, and they came over here to the good old USA to take part in some disco dance contest, and they were sweet enough and kind enough to be part of my TV show as we see them splashing around in the surf. Every single one of them spoke a little English, so we got to communicate very well, and they helped me with my show opening from Daytona Beach, 1995.
Well, we're not in the snow up in Chicago or the Midwest. We're down at Daytona Beach, and we're going to be out at the racetrack, and we're going to be tire testing. So this week we're going to be working with Pirelli tires and Nat'l tires, and we're going to be tire testing at the racetrack. But I figured we'd come down to the beach because next week we'll be out racing motorcycles on the ice. So this is going to be the last chance before we come back here in March and do some more racing. So let's go check out some of the action from the Speedway at Daytona Beach.
Well, with the work finished on Sunday, might as well go back to some of the footage on the beach because it wouldn't be Daytona without the beach. It's one of the only places you're allowed to still drive on the beach, but I noticed probably during Speed Week they charge for the right to drive on the beach. As we see two of the German disco queens coming out of the surf. A few of them stay in the waves. The Atlantic Ocean crashing on them. As they head up to their room, we go back to Daytona International Speedway. Now we're back at Grattan Raceway, July 1995 for the 4-hour WERA National Endurance.
Dave looks over at the pit boards. He's turning 132s. Got a rider down this first turn. He's on the outside. We do not stop this race unless there's oil on the track. The bike was off the track. Rider must just slid out. We'll take a look at a rider in the pits now, making a pit stop. But this boy better get some religion because he's breaking the rules as he sits on the bike during refueling as he's looking in. The rider is supposed to be off the bike during the pit stop. While gas is being put in, the rider is supposed to be off the bike. Now you understand why people have quick fills, because it looks like it's taking them quite a bit of time to get 5 gallons of gas into that 600 Suzuki. Well, they finally got the gas in. Now they're going to change riders. Should not have been sitting on the bike while it was being fueled. Their pit person has got the fire extinguisher there with the pin pulled, and as this rider now goes out to join the racing, that could be Airport Racing that just went by on that 750 Kawasaki, and they're running in 3rd place overall and 1st place in heavyweight super stock. The middleweight super stock up front is HP Motorsports. Middleweight Superbike, according to this, is American Harley Davidson Buell. I don't quite know how they got him ahead of us, because Dave's been ahead of that bike all during the session. What is this? Got a red flag. Red flag. The riders are starting to come in back to the pits. Red flag ended it. There was a rider down, the bike on the track. The corner workers did not get it off in time. So we get this break in the racing action. We're going to go talk to the leading team. We're going to go talk to the team manager of Team Pearl Suzuki.
With Peter Jones, who's the manager of Team Pearl, and you guys are leading after this first hour, but now we got this red flag, and Suzuki's right on your heels. So how have you guys done so far this year?
Well, so far we finished second overall at Texas, second overall at Road Atlanta, and then the last race at Summit Point we won. So we wanted to make sure that winning became a normal thing to do rather than have it being a fluke. So this is good for us. But the red flag does hurt because it chews up our lead and puts us back on the front row right next to him again.
Well, that's one of the problems with especially Team Suzuki. They're so organized with their pit stops that you got to really beat them on the track because they generally can beat anybody in the pits. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, they've been very good in the pits and, of course, as you know, very good on the track. But we have to beat them in both places because if our riders are out there earning time on the track and we throw it away doing a slow tire change, then we've done a very, very bad thing.
Okay, so who are your riders? Who's riding with Team Pearl?
Daryl Saylor, Ruben Frankenfield, Mark Young, and Frank Wilson.
Are they all racing today, or?
So far, we had Daryl Saylor start on the bike, and Ruben's going out after the red flag.
Okay. So, what do you think your chances of winning? I mean, on the track, you guys are beating them. I mean, I was out in practice, and you were beating them in practice, and you're beating them right now. So, you think you got a good chance of winning this thing?
Well, we always go for the win, so. We have as good a chance as anybody, but in endurance racing, it's a long time out there, and a lot of good things can happen and a lot of bad things can happen. So we just have to hold it together until the end.
As you can see, with the 2-minute board, the crew members have got to get off the track. They'll be blowing the whistle pretty soon. The countdown's going. We're still not at the first hour mark. There was a 10-minute shutdown, so it's about 56 or 57 minutes into the race. And making a good jump again is Team Pearl Suzuki. They're right with them. Team Suzuki Endurance. Airport Racing, number 11's up there, Ohio Supersport Racing, Northwest Honda Racing, HP Motorsports, Can-Am Racing, RA Racing, Groves Brother Racing, Canton Racing, H&H Racing. And I'm out on the Team Chicago, YZF, Yamaha dealers, Yamaha YZF 600. I had to start in the second wave again because they re-gridded us according to the way the grid was. Coming down the front straightaway now is Team Pearl is still leading Team Suzuki. It's like HP Motorsports on a 600 cow is moving up and they're leading in middleweight super stack. Team Pearl is leading in heavyweight superbike. RA Racing on a 750 Yamaha is leading in heavyweight super stack. They got the Buell leading in middleweight superbike. That's American Harley Davidson. We're in 5th place, middleweight superbike. Team Chicago on the 4 and 6 prepared. Yamaha dealers, YZF 600 Yamaha, and I'm out there just trying to maintain. I'm turning 133s. Coming down the front straightaway, that's Airport Racing. could be Greg Gibson's riding. They're riding at 750 Cow Airport Racing. They're running in second place in heavyweight super stock. Red flag came out, and we had a chance to talk to another one of the teams before we have a restart.
One of the teams running up front, and we got another red flag, and I'm with Ronnie Lunsford from Houston, Texas, and he's with Northwest Honda. You guys are running a CBR 900?
Yes, sir.
And you're running super bike class? Or
Open super bike,
Open super bike. So that means you guys can run slicks and you can do any modifications
we want to.
Right, okay. So you guys are, Suzuki's ahead of you and these guys from Team Pearl ahead of you. Is this a good shot for you guys maybe to pick up a win?
We're going to try. We've been working real hard at it. Greg and Gordon have been working real hard at it, and we're just doing the best we can.
Okay, now you're getting ready to run the next thing, and what do you think your chances are? You got to make up, what, about 40 seconds, or on this restart, I mean, you guys don't have to make up anything, right?
No, really, we kind of get a chance to start over fresh again with the restart, and I'll just have to go out as fast as I can and see if I can stay with those guys.
And what's your name again?
Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott.
All right, so how long has this team been together?
Well, about 3 years, actually, about 3 years. This is really our first year to make a national effort.
Okay, so you intend to run all the events and go to every race?
We're going to try. We're just taking it one race at a time. Last year we went to 5 nationals. We finished on the podium all 5 times. A lot of these tracks, this is the first time we've been here. This is the first time we've been to Grattan. We went to Summit Point. This is the first time we've been to Summit Point. So we're just doing the best we can and having a good time.
Is this the first time you ever rode Grattan?
That's absolutely.
And what do you think of the track?
Well, at first it was pretty wild, I thought. Now I'm really beginning to enjoy it.
Well, I love this track. This is my favorite track. And we're going to run Team Chicago. We're going to run Putnam, which is in a couple weeks, and we're going to run Indianapolis, and we are going to go to the final in Atlanta. So you guys got still half a season left to beat these 2 top teams. Huh?
Well, we're trying to do that. Looking forward to that, and I'm sure we'll see you there.
We got Dave back out on the Team Chicago YZF on this restart. The only advantage this time is that we started from the first wave, because with the scoring after the red flag, they had us scored at 22nd, 5th place in middleweight superbike, so we're in there for the Yamaha contingency money. But up front is Team Pearl. Team Pearl is still leading Team Suzuki Endurance. But the weather is looking bad. It's starting to rain on the backside of the track. Dave's out there on the Team Chicago bike with Dunlop slicks. And with the little moisture, Team Suzuki Endurance got around Team Pearl and is now leading 3rd place. It's like that Northwest Racing Honda 900, 3rd place overall. Team Suzuki is starting to stretch it out. So getting into the 3rd hour was Team Suzuki Endurance up front. Northwest Honda Racing was 2nd. HP Motorsports was 3rd. RA Racing was 4th. Airport was 5th. Ohio Super Bike was 6th. TKO was 7th. Canton Racing was 8th. H&H Racing was 9th. And Post Brothers Racing was 10th. Those are the overall standings. 1st place, Team Suzuki in heavyweight superbike. HP Motorsports was 1st place middleweight super stock. RA Racing was 1st place heavyweight super stock. That's RA Racing out there, number 9. They're leading in heavyweight super stock. Team Chicago is right in 23rd. Dave here behind the Buell. But every time Dave got near the Buell. He got around them. But it ended up the Buell got scored way ahead of us, and I think most of it had to do with the pit stops. But for our first endurance race, we ran one last year, but this is our first official. I think we did very well. And there's Team Suzuki clearly running away with this. Team Pearl went down, got back up, but they could never get back on the same lap. And a red flag ended it at 3.5 hours.
And that was it. Team Chicago, we changed directions. We began running the WERA National Endurance Series. This was 1995. We ran all the way through 2008, 2009. And in the end, it was Team Suzuki up front. Northwest Honda was second. HP Motorsport was third. RA Racing was fourth. And Airport Racing was in fifth place. Team Chicago, we were 23rd. And for more information on Grattan Raceway, their website is GrattanRacewayPark.com. Information on WERA, Western Eastern Road Race Association, is WERA.com, America's road race leader. If you want to get a hold of me, my email is teamdan45@gmail.com. Don't forget teamchicago.tv, walkwithdan.com. Team Chicago's first WERA National Endurance. And God bless the German disco queens wherever they may be.